Okay. Okay. So, first we will revise something that we have learned previously. So, can anybody tell me how can I get the total marks? Like total marks of all these subjects. How can I get it? What formula should I use to get the total marks of all subjects? Yeah, sum. So I'm using sum to get my total marks of the subjects, and then just I'll double click it so that everything can be filled. Okay. I told you about left right functions, right? So write the formula to get the first name. Write the formula in the chart box to get the first name. I told you that in the last class. Write the formula to get the first name. Yeah, left, then cell name and number of characters, right, Shubham? But how will I get to know how many number of characters I should have? It's little incomplete. How should I know? Uh, no, Sunil. Yeah, Arindam, right. Okay, let me explain it again. So I'm using a left function to get the number of characters from the left side. First, I'll choose the text and then number of characters. So as you know, I want the number of characters till the space, right? I want the number of character till the space, right? So I'll find the space. So to find the space, I'm using find, and then I'm finding the space within this text, then closing my bracket. That's how I get my first name. Is it clear to everyone? Do anybody want me to explain it again? Shubham, is it clear to you? Yeah, right. You have answered right. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Write yes or no in the chat box. Okay. So, how can I find the last name? How can I find the last name? I'm waiting for 1 minute. Yeah, right, Deshmukh. Right. Good. So, to find the last name, we will use right. And after using right, I'll just choose the text. And then we have to write, yeah, right, Arindam. Good. So, then we have to know the number of characters. So how will I know the number of characters? If I subtract from my length, from the length of my string, if I subtract space, then I can get the number of characters that I want. I explained that before also. If any confusion to anybody, then they can ask. Then I get my last name. So as you can see, I'm getting errors. How can I resolve it? How can I resolve my error? You can see I'm getting value error here, right? Yeah. So what my formula will be after using if error? So I'm using if error and what value I want? If error is there, then I want the value that is in my name column only. Um, Excuse me. That is in my name column only. Closing it. That's how my error will be resolved. How will I resolve the error from my last name? Write the full syntax. So where my last name is not there, I want empty space there. That's how I will get my last name. Okay. Yeah, right. So I want to grade it here. So the student who have above 15, I want them to give A. Who have above 10, I want them to give B. Above 5, C. And else I want to give D. So what formula should I use? To grade all the students, what formula should I use? I told that also. Yeah, ifs. How will I use it? Ifs. Rajat, how will I use ifs? Write that also. Yeah, yeah. So we will use ifs, and inside if first we will give our first logical test. So if my number is greater than 15, then I want to give A there. Then second logical test, as you can see there, if my number is greater than 10, I want to give B there. If my number greater than 5, I want to give C there. And if my number smaller than 5, I want to give D there. So I'll close it. And if I'll drag it down, you can see all student got the grade. Is it clear? Yeah, Rindam, you are right too. You have used nested if. Okay. Any confusion to anyone? Okay, so I'm moving forward. So let me write a name here so that I can explain what I want to. Hmm. Let me put some space also. So as you can see, I'm unable to read this. It's not in the grade format, right? Here I have written a name and it's not in a grade format, right? So we have a function called lower. What lower does, lower make all the text, all the alphabet small. Similarly, we have a upper. Any guesses what upper will do? Any guesses what upper will do? Yeah, it will make all the alphabets capital. Then we have a proper. Proper will make it in a proper format. Like my first name, first alphabet will be capital, other will be small. Similarly, my last name, first alphabet will be capital and other will be small. Let's see it. You will get to know. Get it? What proper is doing? Did you get it? Write yes or no in the chat box. Did you get it? What what proper is doing? Then we have a trim. What trim will do? Trim will trim the spaces between this text. You can see I have a lot of unnecessary space. So what trim will do? Trim will trim the unnecessaries. space. So now you can see the unnecessary space is trimmed. But what I want is, I want my text to be in a proper format. Like I want it in a proper format, as well as I want my text to don't have any unnecessary space. So what will I use? I'll use proper and trim both. So I'm using proper and trim both to select the text, and that's how you can get it. Can I use proper inside the trim? Can I do that? Trim, proper, and then my text. Can I do that? Oh, I haven't put equal to. Only one answer I got. You guys can guess. Can I use proper inside my trim? Yes, I can use it. I can use it. I can use trim inside my proper as well as proper inside my trim. The answer will remain same. Okay. So I think this much is clear to everyone. Yeah. Yeah, right, true. So let me tell you about VLOOKUP. Can anybody tell me what VLOOKUP is used for? Can anybody tell me what VLOOKUP is used for? Yeah, it is used to find some value. For example, I have Manjesh here. So I want to find the total marks of Manjesh, right? Right now you can see I have a lot of data. So if I want to find the marks of a particular student, it will be very difficult for me, right? So we can use VLOOKUP there. And you have to keep in mind that what value we are finding. Like we are finding the value of Manjesh for the total marks, right? So the total marks column should be only on right side. If it's on left side, then I'll get an error. Is it clear? What is VLOOKUP? Is it clear to you? You can see I have a lot of data here. So what VLOOKUP is used for? VLOOKUP is used for to get, I'll explain X lookup too. Is it clear? VLOOKUP is used for to get a, like here, I want to get the total marks of Manjesh. So I can find it with the help of VLOOKUP. And you have to keep in mind the value that we are finding. It should be on right side only. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So we are using a VLOOKUP. Mm. So we are finding the value for Manjesh, and so we are giving a table array. So I'm using this table, and then I have to give in which column index my value should be from this to this. If this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, right? So total marks is in which index? You have to count from where I have started my table. My total marks is in which index? If I count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5. And I want exact math, so I'm using false. So if I run it, you can see I got 14 there. Total marks for Manjesh is 14. You can see here also. Any confusion to anybody about VLOOKUP? Okay. We have a H lookup also, which will help to find the value in a horizontal way. Let us make a table so that you will get to know. Right. Okay, I'm repeating again. Wait, Vishal. So what VLOOKUP is used for? VLOOKUP is used to find some value. So for example, I want to find the total marks for Manjesh. As you can see, these I have a very long table, so it will be very difficult for me to get the marks, total marks of Manjesh. It will consume a lot of time, right? So I'll use VLOOKUP there. And you have to keep in mind that the value should be on the left side only. If it's on is on the right side only. If it's on left side, then you will get an error. We can't use VLOOKUP there. So what we will do is, let me explain it again. So what we will do is, first we have to uh, select the lookup value. So we want to find the value for Manjesh, and then we will select the table array. So I'm selecting a table array in which my value is there. Then I want the column index of the number. So in which column index I'm finding my, like I am finding the total marks. So it's in which column index. So we will count from the way we are making our table. So I'm making my table from name. So it's 1, then 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So my total marks is in 5. And then I want the exact match. So I'm using false. If I'll close it, you can see I get 14 here. Do you get that? Vishal, you were asking me, do you get that? Yeah, it will give an error, or it will give 0. So I was telling you about H lookup. H lookup is same as V lookup only, just it's in a horizontal way. So I'm writing some name here, and I'm writing some values, some random values. So I want to find for Pragya. So I'm using H lookup. Same, we will select the lookup value, then my table array. So my table array is this, and then row index number. So it's 2, C1 and 2. Then I want a exact match. So I'm using false. Run it. Uh, oh, I forgot to put a comma here. So you can see I get 12 here. Any confusion to anybody about VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP? Okay. So then we have a XLOOKUP. So what XLOOKUP does, as I told you, we can't find the value that is on the left side. If I want to find the username of somebody, if I want to find the username of Manjesh, I can't find it with the help of VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP will only get the values that are on my right side. Okay, so we have to use XLOOKUP there. So how to use XLOOKUP? So we will write XLOOKUP, then we will select the lookup value, then we will select in which uh, where our lookup value is. So our lookup value is in this, and then we will select return array, like what I want. I want username. So I'll select that, just close my bracket and we'll run it. You can see I got the ID for Manjesh. Clear? Clear to everybody what XLOOKUP is? Okay. So when question for you, like if I want to find the total marks for Ashik. It's Ashik, right? Huh. So I want to find the total marks for Ashik, and you can see total marks is on left side. So what function will I use and how will I use it? Write in the chat box. Yeah, right, Satish. Why we will use VLOOKUP, Vikas? Vishal? I said my first name is on there. There I have my first name and I want my value of total marks. I'm using my first name only. Vishal, do you have any confusion regarding that? By using VLOOKUP, we can't have the values that are on my left side. We can only have the values that are on my right side of the lookup value. So I'm selecting my first name and my total marks on my left side. So what function should I use? XLOOKUP, right? And if I want to select grades, then what function should I use? If I want to select grades, if I want to know the grades of Ashik, how will I know that? By using wheel, right? Okay, so I'm moving forward to date and time functions. So let me tell you, we have some function here. So first is text. What text is used for? So text is used for, let me tell you here only. So what I want is, you will get its practical use itself. So what I want is, in this value, I want it in a format like, I want for like 1, then full January, then my year. I want it in this format. How will I use it? I can use text there. Just I have to use the format text. What I want. First I want days, then I want my full month. So I'm using 4M. I'll tell you how this 4M does. Okay, you want me. Okay, I'll zoom the screen. Wait a sec. Then I want year. Close it and run it. You can see I get it. Is my screen visible now? Is my screen visible to you, Rajat? Rajat, is it visible clearly now? Okay. So what text is used for? Text is used to change the formatting of a date. For example, here I want first and then I want my full January, then I want my year. So I'm using text and inside text I'm using the value for which I have to change. Then I am using format text. Now you can see sometimes I'm using double D. Once I used 4M and then I use 4Y, Y. If I decrease 1M, what will happen? Let's see. You can see full January will become JAN only, right? If I use triple D, what will happen? Let's see. It will become day's name instead of date, right? If I use 4D, what will happen? It will give me full Friday. See, similarly here. And if I decrease this, 3 will nothing will happen in 3Ys. If I change it to 2, what will happen? It will give me last 21 only. Is it clear? So what double D is doing? Double D is giving me 0, 1. Then triple D is giving me Friday. 4 Ds are giving me full Friday. And then we have months. So let's use M also. What double M will do? Double M will give me months in text format. You can see that, right? So double M will give me in text format, months, like 01. Triple M is doing what Triple M is doing, write in the chat box. What Triple M is doing, it's giving Jan, Jan. What 4M are doing, it's giving January. Then we have years. So we have, so what double Y are giving me? Double Y are giving me 21. What triple Ys are giving me? Tell me in the chat box. What triple Y is giving me? Yeah, it's giving me full year. And what about 4 Ys? What about 4Y? It's still giving me full year. I think it's clear to everybody. So for example, instead of dash, I want to give comma. I can do that also with the help of text formatting. Or I don't want anything. I just want days only. So I'll just use triple D. That's how I can use my text too. But here I want to give the whole date in a format. So I'm writing that. So I want DDD, then want to give MMM, and then I want to give. So I got that. Is it clear to everybody? Okay, so write the same formatting for this date. Write the same formatting for this date that I'm selecting. 2nd Jan 2021. I'm looking for your answers. Giving you 1 minute to do so. I'm not getting any answer yet. Yeah, right. Why are you using comma here? I haven't used comma after my DD. You can see I wanted same formatting. I want it in same formatting, Rajat. So change it in that format only. Deshmukh, I want it in this format that I have explained you just now, in the same format. Your answer is not wrong, but I want it in this format. Giving you 1 more minute. Write down fast, otherwise I'll explain. I don't want dash here. Here I have put comma and here I have given space. You have written, yeah, right, Satish. Right, Abhijit. Right. Deshmukh put space after DD. Yeah, right, everybody. So what we are doing? So we are just putting the space, then triple M, then 4 Ys after comma. So there is a formula called day that will give me the day. So day is used to give me the day. That's it. In that in the number format. So I want the day from this. I'll select it and I'll get the day. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Tell me for months then. Tell me for months. It's same as day only. Tell me for months. It's similar to it, right? Month. Tell me for year also. Tell me for year. Right. Year. So I'm using year for the state. And then we can have the year. Okay. So here you can see I have time. So I want hour, minutes, and second. As we did day, we can do hour, minutes, and second too. So write in the chat box. Yeah, right, Deshmukh. So hour, then I'll select for what hour I wanted. Then we can have the hour. I'll provide you this sheet. You have to do it yourself also. Okay. What's for minute? What's for minute? Yeah, minute. Select my cell, and that's how I can get my minute. And what's for second? Yeah, we have second, not seconds. It's second. S is not after second. I'll select it and we'll get my answer. So, what does? So, date will help me to give date after combining days, month, and year. So, it will give me date after combining months, date, and year. So, I'm using date. So, here you can see we have to first write year. So, I'm using my year. Then I have to choose month, choosing my month. Then I'm choosing my day. So it will give me date. Let me make it a little broader. We don't have a quarter here. So if you have a quarter, okay, is date clear to everybody? Just tell me that. Okay, okay. Give me a sec, guys. Just a sec. Oh, hello. Am I audible? Thanks for waiting. Let me remove it first. Okay. So to find today's date, we use today. It will give us today's date. So what today's does, today will give us the today's date. Then we have now. So what now does, it will give today's date as well as today's time. Then let's move forward. I'll tell you all these things too. Okay, so to add date, we can simply add date. Like if I want to add in this date, I want to add 5 days. I can do that. I'll get it. I have to convert it into date first. So can anybody tell me why I get the number? Like if I change it into a number, you can see I'm getting 42011. But if I change it into date, I get this date. Can anybody tell me why it's changed into a number? Any like any guesses? Okay, let me zoom the screen. Any guesses? See, if I change it into a number, it is changed, right? So why my date is changed into a number? Any guesses? You can write no also. Okay. So what happened? Excel considers 0 1st Jan 1900 as 1. So Excel will consider this date as 1. So if I change it into a number, you can see it will become 1. Excel considered it as 1. So the dates that are above it will be considered in that way. If I go for 2, 0, 2, 0, 1, 1900, it should give me 2, right? It will give me 2. Change it to number. You can see I got 2. Did you get it? Do you get it? Okay, so what e-date is used for? So e-date is used to add months. E-date is used to add months. So here you can see I want to add months. So I'm writing e-date. Then if I want to start from today, what function should I use? If I want to start from today, what function should I use? I just told you. Yeah, we can use now or today, anything. So how many months we should add? I want to add like 4 months. From today it will be this date. Today is Feb, so after 4 months it will be June. Okay. How can I use e-date to add years? How can I use e-date to add years? With the help of e-dates, we can only uh, add months. But how can I add years with the help of e-date? Yeah, I'll just multiply my months, multiply it with years. So for example, we need 3 years. So I'll just multiply it with 12. That's how I can get years from today. 3 years will be 2027. Is it clear? Yeah. I'll just multiply by my years with 12 because e-date will only help me to add months. Is it clear to everybody? Okay, then we have date value. So what date value does? Date value will give me date in a format that is clear to use. So if I'm using date value and I'm selecting date, so I want this date. So you can see it will change the text of this date. It will give me the text that is more easily to learn. Is it clear? Are all these things clear to everybody? Any confusion in this? So what e date is used for? Write in the chat box. What e date is used for? To add months. Right. If I want to add years, then what should I do? Yeah, I'll multiply it with 12. Okay. So here I want to get months. So to get months, what should I use? To get months, I'm using months. So now you can see I'm getting months in like number format. But if I want it in a text format, how how can I have it? How can I have it in a text format? By using text, I'll just use text here, here, or like in this also I can use text. I'll just let you know how. If I want full, I'll get full month. So what I was saying, I can use text like that also. Text, then my date, then just months. That's how also I can get my months. Write for day, write for day, write for day. So we will just use text. Then I want date in text format, so I'm using DDD. Or I can use day also that you guys are writing in the chat box. I'll just do that. Okay. So here you can see name of the person is written and date of a date uh, birthday is written of a person, like in which date they were born. How will I get to know their age? How will I get to know their age? I have their birth date. So there is a function called datedef that help me to get the difference between two dates. So we have a function called datedef that help me to get the difference between two dates. So inside datedef, date should I write? First, I'll select this, and then what I have to write? Yeah, today's date. I'll do that. Uh, Give me a second. Okay, I forgot to write years. So I want it in years. So let me write it. Uh, Now then I have to give I want it in years. I want difference in years, so I'm using Y here. So here you can see I got it. Any confusion to anybody? So date diff help me to difference between dates. Difference in dates. Any confusion to anybody? Let me explain it again. So date diff help me to get the difference between two dates. So I want this date to be differenced by today's date. And what I want is, I want year, right? I want year, so I'm using Y here. If I want month, I'll use M, or if I want days, I'll use D, single D. Close it, you will get it. Is it clear, Deshmukh? Then we have total months. So, how can we have total months? Can anybody tell me like how can we have total months? We have just find the total year with the help of age, you can see. How can I have total months? I have just given you a very big hint. Why you want to multiply by 12? I just told you we have like we if I use Y, I can have years. If I use M, I can have months. And if I use D, then I can have days. So why you want to multiply it by 12? We can do that also, but I just want to know by date def formula. If I multiply it with 12, I'll get it. So date def, then date, today's date, for today I'm using now, or you can use today also, and then month. Month should be in inverted commas. If you don't write it, you will get the error. Similar for total days. Write in the chart box what will be for total days. It will be for total days. Right, Richard. So I'm using dative, then selecting this, then now, then I want days, so I'm using D. I'll get total days. How can I get extra months? How can I get extra months? Do you get it? What extra months means here? Like how many months after my age? Is if my birthday is on March, then how many extra months I have now? I have completed till now 11. Do you get it what I am explaining? Do you get it what extra months means here? Yeah, how many extra months after my age, after my birthday? Okay, so how can I find it? How can I find it? It's easy. No, no Deshmukh. No formula should be used here. We don't need to use any formula, just a simple calculation. Okay, let me tell you. Acha, if I delete from my total months, if I delete my years, multiply by 12, can I get my extra months? Can I get my extra months if I do so? So he has 5 extra months. He has completed 5 extra months after his birthday. Do you get it, guys? What I have done? Any confusion to anybody? Okay, let me explain it again. So, what extra month means? If my birthday is on March, I have completed 11th extra months. Okay, so what extra months means? If I subtract from my total month, if I subtract my age, multiply by 12. Age multiply by 12 are not the extra months, no? They are not the extra months. Let me tell you. For example, I'm 20-year-old. Just an example. If I multiply my 20 with 12, it will give me 240. That means I am 240 years old, right? Right, Khushbu? Yes. And my total months are 241. So how many extra months are there? One, na? From 241. If I have completed 240 months, that means 1 month is extra. That's what I am doing here. From total months, I am subtracting my year, multiply by 12. Get it? Get it? Any confusion to anybody? Okay. How can I get the extra days? How can I get the extra days? If I subtract age into 12 and then I want days, so I'll multiply it by 30. That's it. That's how you can get the extra days. That's all. So these are the formula that I just told you. Then you have two more formulas, that is weekday and network days. So let me tell you what weekdays and network days are. I hope this much is clear to everybody till now. Yeah. So what network day do? So network day will tell me all the working days that I have between two dates. It will exclude, there are 31 and 28 too, but we will use 30 because Excel, in Excel we use it in that way. Okay, Rajat? Okay, so I was explaining you about network days. So what network day does, it will give me the count of total working days between two days, two dates. Do you get it? What network days does? It will give me the count of working days, count of working day between two dates. Is it clear what network day does? So let's use it so that we can get to know. So I'm writing network day and I'm using two dates. So I'm using, let's use some random date only. So I'm using this. What just happened? Let me write it here only so that I don't need to slide again and again. So I'm using network day. It will give me the total working days between two dates. So I want this and between this. So between this and this, we have, why is it giving? Okay, so a lot of number is here. Let me write some date according to me then. So let me write according to me 01 02 2024. Okay, I've put, I forgot to put days. Okay. If I'm selecting two dates now, then it will give me the total number of working days. I don't want it in, I want it in number. So if I want to exclude the zero, I can use that. Do you get it, everybody? So total number of working days between two dates are this. Do you get it? Then we have workday. What workday do? It also gives me the work days. It also gives me the total number of working day. But we need to write like from starting date. We just need to write how many days after. Like if I use 5, so it will tell me like after 5 days, like after 5 days, how many of them are working. So it will tell me that. Let's change it into a date. So what it is doing, it will tell me. So what workday is telling me, after 5 days, which date will be of my working. Do you get it? So network days is giving me the dates, total number of dates between two dates. And what Workday is giving me the working day after the days that I have given. Is it clear? Any confusion to anyone? After the days that I have given. Anybody want me to explain it again? If you get it right, yes in the chat box. Yeah. So I think these things are clear to you. Then we will move toward our next sheet. Okay. Do you guys, as the time completed, but do you guys want to learn data validation? It's just a 12-15 minute topic, not that long. Do you want to learn data validation? Okay. Okay, so what data validation does, it just put a restriction towards my data. So what data validation does, right in the chat box. Fast guys, it put restriction to my data. So first, yeah, it's a rule, restriction to data. First, I select the column in which I want to put my data validation. Then I go to data. We have written here data validation. So what I want to give the whole number. So I'll select the whole number. And between, so I'm selecting between only. You have a lot of option here, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, less than, greater than, a lot of option you guys have. So I'm using a between option. So I want the numbers that are between 10 and 100. I'll put OK here. Okay, let me zoom. Should I explain it again? If you guys were unable to see cause of zoom. Okay, so explain it again. So first I'll select the column in which I want to give the data validation. Then I'll go to data validation. There I'll select what I want. I want whole number here. So I'm selecting whole number. And here you can select what you want to. So between, not between, equal to, there are many options, but I'm choosing between here because I want between. So I want numbers that are between 10 to 100. If I put OK there, then if I put numbers that are between 10, then it will not give any restriction to me. But if I choose number that is not between 10 and 100, so here you can see that I have got a restriction here. The value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined for the cell, right? So I got it and I have to write it again. So do you get it? How I put data validation, how I use data validation here. So now you can see that the restriction that I got, let me put, is that I got is not that catchy. I want to give according to my choice. How can I do so? Let me tell you that also. So I'll select this in which I want to give the data validation. Go to the data validation. So I want to give the error. So here are three things given. Stop, warning, information. So if I use stop, it will stop me. I can't put that value. If I use warning, it will just give me the warning. It's my choice if I want to put the value or not. You will get it. And in information, it will only give the information. So let me tell you, we have used stop right now. So first I want, um, let's write the title here. So I am writing a title error. So what error message I want to give? Write, write whole number between 10 to 100. So if I do it, and if I write it now, uh, so here you can see I have used So here you can see it's written write whole number between 10 to 100. Get it? Get it, everybody? Okay. So have you stopped here? If I use warning, what it will do? Let's check that also. If I choose warning, what it will do? It will just give me the warning. It will write here, you can see on the top it is written error, what we have written on the top. And here the message is written write whole number between 10 to 100. So it's just giving warning. Do you want to continue it? If I want to continue, I'll just write yes. So I can continue it. It just give me the warning. And if I use information, what information does? Let's see that also. So I'm using information here, writing one again. So it will just give me the information. I'll just put the OK and everything will be same. So we have a text length also. I'll select this. We can do validation with the help of text length also. I'll just go to text length and the length of my text should be greater than 8 numbers. You have seen minimum 8 numbers. So if the length of my text, you have seen that in passwords also it written, write at least 8 numbers, 8 characters. So here you can see I have written here input message. So if I can write the input message also. So here I'm giving the title, text length should be greater than, should be greater than 8. I want to stop, so I'm stopping and I want error. Write correct information. Let's see it. So here you can see I have, oh, a second. You can see I have used input message. So if I select any column, it will give me the input message. Do you get it what input message does? So the text should be greater than 8 only. If it's less than 8, it will stop me. So it will stop me. Information. By mistake, I have just put an extra O here. Get it, everyone? Then we have a date option also. For example, I want the date. I want the date that is greater than or equals to. According to my choice, I want the dates that are greater than 01/01/2003. I only want the person whose date of birth is larger than that. So you can write the input message if you want to. I just explained you before, and you can write the error. So if I write the date that is not greater than 2003, then what it will give me? It will give me an error. Okay, get it, everyone? So I have to just put the value that is greater than 2003. Okay, what validation I put here? Let me check it. What validation I put? Doesn't match the validation. Cancel. Let me cancel it. Let me go to data validation. What value I put it here? I don't even remember. Huh. So my date should be greater than this. Okay. So I can put the values that are greater than this. So I'm choosing I can only have the values that are greater than this date. Any confusion to anybody? No. Okay. So previously also I told you how to make a drop down. So I'll explain it again how to make a drop down. I have to make the drop down of of this data. How can I make it? I'll just select the area in which I want to give my drop down. Go to the data validation. Then here you have an option called list. Just select it. And then source. What source I want to give? I want to give this. So I'll select it. Okay. So here you can see I got a drop down here. I can select the value among these only. If I go here, you can see that. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Let me tell you one more thing. For example, we have some values like that. Okay. We have some values and let me put some empty columns too. 89. Okay. So I'm putting a data validation here first. Oh, excuse me. I'm putting a data validation here. I'm using whole numbers between. I want numbers that are between 30 to 90. Okay. So here you can see nothing is happening, right? The data that I have written before, nothing is happening to it even after I put the data validation, right? But yeah, if I put the data now, it will give me the validation. Okay. So what I can do it here, there is a very small data, but if it's a very big data and I put the data validation after people has assigned their value, how can I know the error? I can just select it here. Oh, I can go here. You can see an arrow after data validation here, written here, circle invalid data. If I'll click it, you can see the data that is invalid are circled. Here also they are circled. Get it? Get it, everybody? If I want to clear, if I change the value here, like if I change the value, if I put the value that is between 30 and 90, like 45, that circle will be vanished. Let me put it again. That circle will be vanished. Okay. It can be used, for example, if I put the data validation after that, and I want to know how many person has put the incorrect data. So in that purpose, we can use it. Do you get it, Deshmukh? Okay. So if I want to remove this circle, just select it, go here and clear validate circles. It will clear. That's all about data validation. Hope it's clear to everyone. Okay. Any confusion regarding today's class? Let me stop record first.